It's Tuesday, October 8th, so that means it's a transfer Tuesday. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel I'm documenting my financial journey. So a transfer Tuesday, if you don't know what that is, it's a day that you pick. It doesn't have to be Tuesday. I first saw this from Layla, I think, over at Dead Over It, and I know she does them, so I'm assuming she must be the first one that I found them on. But anyway, you pick a day of the week, and you pick that day every week to do something. You're transferring money towards something, whatever your money goals are at the time. So if you are in a debt payoff mode, that might be a day where you send another $10, another $50, whatever you can squeeze out of your budget for the week, towards paying off that bill. For me, it's a lot of like saving and investing stuff. So the first week, usually the first like transfer Tuesday, um, is or of a month, I should say, is me doing a lot of the like my investing transfers and all that kind of stuff. So I sent $500 to my Roth IRA, and I spent $70.80, sent it to my taxable brokerage account. I also, within this first week of the month, for those of you who've seen other videos, you know this, and for those of you who are new here, um, I like to pay all of my obligations out within the first week of the month, right? So, like at this point, literally everything has been paid. All of the money is out of my accounts, as far as like expenses, like my bills, like my electric bill, my mortgage payment, things like that. And I also like to do that with anything, any kind of money that I put into sinking funds. So on the first of the month, I transfer $231, and that covers my car insurance, the amount that I put in there every month. My I belong to the Knee Lion Club, and it's like $200 a year. So I just put a little bit aside every month, pay that out in January. And then as of right now, I'm putting $155 into a sinking fund that's earmarked for subscriptions. A sinking fund, briefly, if you don't know what that is, it's just like a little extra savings account. I mean, you could put it in a checking account if you wanted. I just have mine in savings and I transfer it out when I need it. But sinking funds are funds that you have set aside for different purchases, and it can be things that like you will have to pay, or it is kind of like a little savings fund of something that you want to be able to pay in the future. So for me, I pay my car insurance every 6 months. So rather than have my like budget blow up when I have the payment due, I just put a little bit of it aside, and that way when that money or when that bill is due, I already have the money set there, right? It's kind of like money that you consider spent but not paid out yet. Okay? So I do that for a number of different things, but I also have little sinking funds for um things like house repair and car repair. I know some things I will have to do to help pay for my car. I know it will need, oil changes. I know I will need to, renew the um, registration on it. And I know that I will need to use or get an inspection every year. And I know about what that costs. And then, I know that like every 4 years I might need tires or, depending on how much I've been driving around. Um, so anyway, I keep a sinking fund that covers like things I know I will have to pay and things that I might have to pay. I know at some point my car is going to need some type of maintenance and work on it, so I can pull from that money. And that's been really helpful because when those things come up, it doesn't just completely blow my budget to smithereens. It's really helpful to have that money there. So first week of the month or first day of the month, really, 500 goes to my Roth IRA. At this point, $70.83 goes to my brokerage, and 231 goes to my sinking funds. And then what I will do after this point, so a week from today, I will see, how much money I have left based on what I've spent, and I will start, funding some of the other sinking funds that are down. I kind of at the beginning of this year, it was one of my goals to like sort of top them out at a certain degree. And once I got there, then started shoveling all the money towards my emergency fund, which is another one of my savings goals this year. So I have spent a little bit of sinking funds here and there on different things. So I'm gonna, I'm starting to kind of work to put some of that money back so that hopefully by the end of the year, they're mostly topped off and they, if not within like the first month or two of 2025, they'll be topped off again. And then I can just kind of start shoveling money at my next savings goal, which is going to be saving up for a car. I love my car. I will drive it till the wheels fall off. The only problem with that is, if I get in an accident or something happens to the vehicle that insurance is like, yeah, no, we're not fixing this. And it's just too expensive to fix. I will end up having to give it up, right? And I can't control when that happens necessarily. Um, so I want to make sure that I've got money put aside to buy a car when the time comes to need to buy a car because I don't want to have to take a loan out for a lot of money. Um, I just I really don't want to have to. I think car loans are really, really bad. Um, but if I had to buy a car now, I mean, it is difficult to find a car that's going to last you very long that doesn't cost almost as much as a new car just because of the, supply chain is still kind of not back up to snuff and cars are really scarce. So I think the market is a little bit better than it was post COVID, but it's still not super great. So I'm looking at, spending $15,000-$20,000 on a car and I don't have that right now at all. Um So, yeah, that's where we're at. So anyway, transfer Tuesdays for me at this point, like I said, beginning of the month is all, moving money to investments, to my sinking funds, things like that. And then throughout the month, it'll be either, um, money into my emergency fund or back into some of those sinking funds until they kind of get topped off again. But how about you guys? Does anybody do a transfer Tuesday? Do you do it on Tuesday? Do you do it on Saturday? Some people like to do it kind of around the time when they get paid. And I think that would make sense. Because by the time you get paid, like I know, I don't get paid this week, I got paid last week, but, so I'll probably be fairly conservative in next week's. But the following week I will have been paid again and I'll know, I'll be able to kind of estimate like, yeah, I'm probably going to spend maybe like 250 more dollars on just different things, food, whatever. And so then I'll know that like, ugh, I have this huge chunk of money I can start moving. And then the other time I really do move money is at the end of the month. I have my budget set up because I've said this before in other videos. I cannot be bothered to sit here and track like how much money is in this account. Should I wait till that check clears before I pay this thing? Like I can't do that. That's too tedious for me. And I'm fortunately in a position that I don't have to. I mean, I get that some folks are, totally understand that. I'm not in that position, so I cannot be bothered to do it that way. But I start the month out every month with a month's worth of income in my checking account. So I know that like that I'm going to stay within my budget and I know that I have enough to pay all my bills out in that first week of the month, right? And so that's been really helpful for me. Um, it makes life a lot easier. But then it also gets me to a point where I get to the end of the month and I'm like, well, I know I've paid for everything already. And I still have like, a month's income for me is about $3,800 take home. And so if I have like 4,800 in there, then I know that I've got like an extra 1,000. So give myself some wiggle room and say, yep, I've got another like week and a half um of the month. So, okay, let me leave like 500 in there and I'll take another 500 and put it somewhere. And then when I get to the end of the month, if I have like, you know, $4,100, then I know like, okay, well, month is over, move that money to the next, the next goal, which like I said, for me right now is topping off those sinking funds again, and shoveling money at my emergency fund because I'm trying to get to 20,000 this year. I'm going to get very close. I'm going to get very, very, very close. I don't, I don't think I'm going to quite make it. I mean, I projected out. It was a stretch goal for me in the first place, but the cool thing about stretch goals is that, like, even if you don't quite make it, you got a lot closer than what you would have if you didn't have the goal in the first place. So, I think we'll see. We'll see. It's it's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close. Um, and I might make some changes to one of my funds actually that's gonna cut me off about $1,000, so we'll see. I may just start that in January, build that other fund up a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.